let's uh, let's go ahead and start off, man, with some wins and two things you're grateful for.
Oh, wins. I've been hitting my macros
Yeah.
better. But I mean, the weird thing, and I think that's a win. I've been more consistent with my diet. But
Yep.
the weird thing is, I'm not seeing it on the scale, but I do see it in the mirror. You know what I
There you
mean?
go.
So
Yep.
it's weird. But I'm not, and I like I've told you before, I'm not really concerned about a weight number as much as I'm looking for a physical appearance kind of thing.
Yep.
I mean, I'd be okay. If I was 20 pounds heavier, just as long as it was all muscle.
Right.
But and then grateful, oh, gratitude, man. Well, I mean, I gotta be grateful for work. Staying busy, staying consistent. And my employers too, that they show or they believe in me. That I can do more. You know what I mean? Giving me opportunities to improve myself.
Yeah, man.
I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for my health.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for, like I said, all that God's given me, man. I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, bro. And it's like when you're in that place of such gratitude and just feeling so blessed, it's like God just wants to give you more, you
It,
know?
it is. And that's, it's weird, but, when I get, I guess self-centered would be a good word, you know what I mean? Or I start feeling, why isn't this happening for me? Or why isn't that happening for me?
Mhm.
Because it seems like I get more and more frustrated, but when I get more about how I can help other people, things come better for me. You
That's
know what
facts.
I mean?
Yeah.
It's just I try to be I mean I take care of myself too. I got to do what's right for me as far
Mhm.
as my health and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
I just I try to help others as much as I can. I think
Okay.
that's a blessing, man.
Bob, I'm about to grab my laptop charger real quick, okay?
Sure, good.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's that and that's really the place where we all want to be. Life is gonna happen, right? Bullshit's gonna happen in life. And it's not about what happens, but it's about focusing on what we can be grateful for that thing that we either
Right,
had, what we have right now, whatever it may be, man. So
right.
that's huge right there, bro. That's huge. And also to go off of what you said earlier about you're not seeing the scale change, but you're seeing your body change. So
Mm.
right now, your body's going through a recomposition. I kind of talked about that a little bit with Jim's. I'm not sure if you saw Jim's.
Yeah, I did. I saw that post. Yeah.
Yeah, so with Jim, he's going through the same thing right now as well too. He was eating such low in calories that we had to reverse diet him back up to get his metabolism to a good spot. And instead of his weight going down, instead his body is just starting to change and look different.
Right. Right.
So that's literally what's happening to you. Your body isn't necessarily losing weight, but it's gaining muscle and it's still burning the body fat as well
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Well, that's why I was really surprised. I got on the scale this morning and it didn't move from yesterday.
Hmm.
And I sent you like my macros for the day, and also, I sent you that screenshot of my calories burned yesterday. I'm like, I should have lost at least a tenth of a pound. You know what I mean? Like something, just a little bit. But it didn't move at all for me, and I'm like, hmm. But you know what I mean? I'm looking in the mirror. I'm like, I mean, things are working for me.
Yeah,
So,
man, absolutely. And you never know. You can wake up tomorrow, do your checking form, and boom, you can see that you lost
yeah, and
out.
then I'm down. Then yeah, and
Yeah.
it's weird. I mean, like I get on the scale some days. I'm like, oh, I should have lost some weight, and then it'd be like I gained half a pound.
Yeah.
And then like 2 days later, then I'm like, and I ate good the day before, but I mean, maybe off my diet a little more than usual. You know what I mean? I eat a little more than usual. Then I get on the scale the next day and I lost 2 pounds. I'm
Yeah.
like,
It's
how did that happen?
the the
But
body it's
I don't sweat
insane.
it anymore, man. You know what I mean? I just try to stay, like I said, consistent. Try to
Yeah.
keep my macros, eat healthy, not indulge too much, on anything crazy. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
but like Easter. I don't even know if I sent you that. I'll have to send you the screenshot I have. Yeah, Easter with my family. My niece is an excellent baker.
Mm.
She's very good, and she does this like she's a nurse, but she has like a little catering business on the side where she'll do like cupcakes and cakes and stuff like that for people's special occasions and stuff
Yeah.
like that. She made the strawberry cheesecake, man, that was like out of this world, man.
Stop for it.
I'm like, oh God. I'm like, yeah. She's like, I can teach you how to make that. I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't
Right.
want to know
Don't
because if
teach
I
me the
do, man,
temptations.
yeah, if I do, I'm like, I'd probably just order the ingredients, have it delivered to the house, and never leave. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
But so I'll send you the picture of the dessert table. But like I ate good that day, but I tried to keep it, reasonable, and then like I came home. And like, all right, we're done. Like I didn't bring any of the leftovers or any dessert. Like, take some home with you. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
want that. You
100%.
know? Yeah, and they know, her husband um was as soon as I walked in because they saw that post I put up there with you.
Hmm.
He's like, yeah, I see you working out, and I'm talking to him about he started talking, and I mean they're 25 years younger than me, man. But like he's talking to me about going to the gym and supplements and stuff like that. And I was talking about you, and I don't know, if he looked you up, and I gave him your name and stuff like that,
Right.
and a bunch of other stuff. And but I mean he's a nice young man.
Nice.
Um and we just we're both just bullshitting about stuff like that,
Yeah,
over
dude.
his good.
As men, I feel like one of the best common grounds that we all can just kind of, I guess, no matter the age, no matter the skin color, race, religion, nothing like that, right? Like we all can get along with fitness, you know? I feel like
Nah,
we all know when we step into that gym, we hit the weights, pick up the dumbbells, whatever it may be, get that pump going, the blood is rushing. That's a universal feeling that
yeah.
everybody's gonna feel, you know? So 100%, man. 100%.
Uh, I think a lot of that. I mean, and I don't. No, I think when you have a common bond or common ground with another human being, you know what I mean. So it's
Yeah.
a lot like that in recovery too. And like I currently go to AA, and I've been in NA before. I started out in NA, but like you said, I mean, I have friends, all different ethnic backgrounds, religious backgrounds, you know what I mean? But we have that common bond, just sharing that with each other, you know what I mean? And it doesn't, I mean, you look beyond skin color, politics, religion, stuff like that. I mean, it's just, this is the focus,
Yeah.
when we can focus on things that bring us together instead of things that tear us apart.
Right.
You know what I mean? It just
Right.
works better.
100%, man. 100%. So, we got a new member. Jeremy, this is your first Zoom call, man. So, appreciate you rolling through, bro. Can you go ahead and turn your camera on, man, and just kind of introduce yourself because I don't think you've ever met Bob before.
I'm actually driving, so
Okay.
give me a second. Let me pull up the side of the road because I just left the barber shop.
Okay.
Um, my guy just gave me a haircut and everything. So right when you text me, I was just now about to leave. Give me 1 second. Let me pull off to the side.
Yeah,
But
no worries, man. While
uh,
you're doing that, bro, go ahead and give me two wins and one thing that you're grateful for.
2 wins. Dang, you put me on the spot. 2 wins for me. I always say, and this is like very cliche, a win for me is always waking up to see another day. I feel like life is very precious nowadays, and like people don't look at the little things of like, hey, like
Mm.
I don't have tubes in my body, or like I can move my limbs.
Mhm.
So I always look at that as a win for one. Um, Another one,
I think you're cutting out a little bit, bro.
my body.
There
Um,
you
Thank you.
Yeah. Jeremy, say that
can
one more
you
time.
hear me a little bit better?
You're cutting out a little bit now.
Can you hear me?
It's still going in and out. Um,
Hold on, because I'm still driving. I'm about to actually pull off to the side. Give me 1 second.
okay, cool. But yeah, man, that's definitely something that I feel like is for sure taken for granted is just being able to wake up, see another day, and know that you're healthy, you know? Right? Like we all want to make improvements, right? We all may want to lose weight or gain muscle, but if you don't have any type of life-threatening disease or illness, like you wake up already winning in life at an advantage,
Amen.
you know? So couldn't agree more with that, man. Couldn't agree more with that. It's actually something one thing I've been trying to do for myself recently is as soon as I wake up in the morning, do at least three things that I'm grateful for. As soon as my eyes open up, I want the first thoughts to be on what am I grateful for? And that's the first thing, one of the first things. So yeah, man, that was great. But anyways, what were you saying, Jeremy?
There it is.
Can y'all hear me a little bit better?
Yeah.
Okay. I would say the other thing that I'm grateful for is like, well, win for me, honestly, is like understanding what I'm eating. I realize, and I say that's a win for me because sometimes I look at food and it's like, all right, I'm eating, but now I look at it from a different way, from like eating a home cooked meal
Mm,
rather than eating like a going out meal.
yeah.
It's great, but it's like you feel more nutritious eating a home meal rather than you eating like a going out meal. So that was a definitely one for me. Like
It's huge.
me eating out once this week was like, why did I do that?
That's how it goes, man. It's like once you get into
but
that rhythm of just eating at home and cooking your foods, when you eat out once, you're like, was it even worth it? So I hear you.
Absolutely.
Bob, can you relate to that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I prefer to eat at home than going out. And I honestly I enjoy the food better, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And but every once in a while, I mean it's
and it's
nice though not to
and
have to
not
cook.
Go ahead.
right. And not only to cut you off, even like even
I think you're cutting out, bro.
Mm.
for example, like I forgot to pack a lunch going out like home. Like hold on. Uh, is this better? I just pulled to the side. Is that better?
Yep, yep,
A
yeah,
little
Better?
better, yeah.
yeah.
Hold on real quick. Let me try. I pulled off the side of the road. But where I was going with it, one of my coworkers, she literally made me like a home cooked meal. She like, I see you've been eating like rice and chicken lately, so I made this for you for lunch because I saw you didn't bring no lunch box. I'm like, oh my freaking Jesus! Somebody looking out for me for food.
Good.
Yeah, that's huge, man. That's actually awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Like even like my coworkers, like they see little things out of what I'm doing, just throughout my journey anyway. Like I'm always like now, like everyone at my job, like you eating again? I'm like, yes, I gotta eat so many food. Like I have to eat so much out of the day because I realize I'm not eating enough or I'm not giving my body enough nutrition. So like from almonds to banana to my lunch to breakfast, like it's a huge adjustment.
Absolutely.
But I'm learning as I go through it.
Sorry, something got stuck in my throat. Absolutely, man. And it's like as you start doing it more, you start to feel a difference within your body as well too. Right? Like it was almost like you felt like you were when you really can compare it, it feels like you were depriving your body of nutrients before you start eating at the amount that you need to eat for your macros. Does that make you guys feel me on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it just
Right.
it hits you differently.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, let's go ahead and go into some questions. So, Bob, do you have a question for the week?
Oh man, you got me on the spot now. Give me a
Yeah,
minute.
no worries. No worries.
uh, let me think about that.
Yeah. While he's thinking, Jeremy, do you have a question? I think we lost him.
The only question I have is is the workouts. I guess how I look at it is like, how can I make this simple? What is is it okay to do more out of the workout that you give us? Meaning, like, I know the workouts you give us is set. Is it okay to add more into the workout? Not saying like we're overextending, but just do a little bit more.
Yeah, so that's a really good question. I'm gonna turn my light on. That's a really good question. So when it comes to doing more, I'm not gonna want you to do more outside of the workout, but instead, and I want you to go actually watch the live that I did in the Facebook group Tuesday because I talk about intensity over duration. Okay, so instead of adding more into our workouts, let's make our workouts more,
Okay.
let's make them more intense, right? So, and Bob, you can do this as well too. I encourage everybody to do it, all my clients to do it. When next time you're at the gym, send me a video of you doing a workout, post it into the group message, and I'm gonna do a loom going over your form and everything, critiquing it and telling you the improvements of it, right? So this is gonna go back towards I said like making everything more
Right.
efficient. Okay, because the more if we can target the muscle better in a better way, you're gonna get a more of a contraction, right? And with that, we can then go up in the weights. So for example, okay, let's say that you're doing let's say that you're doing bicep curls. If you don't know the little tweak that, as you come up and do a bicep curl, instead of doing it like this, come up and turn your pinky finger inwards, right? That let alone is just going to be a lot of gains right there, right? Let's just say that you're doing 10 reps of that. So you do 10 reps of that, coming up, turning your
Okay.
pinky finger inwards. Now we're going to take that to the next level, okay? So if we're doing 10 reps of bicep curls, what I'm going to ask you to do or tell you to do is instead of adding in another exercise in, let's increase the weight, right? Let's increase the intensity of the workout. So if you're
Okay.
noticing that 25 pounds on bicep curls is too light, then go up to 35 pounds and like fight to get all 10 reps or all 12 reps, right? And that
Okay.
way we make the workout just more intense in general, and we'll stimulate more muscle growth. Because on the flip side, we could add more exercises in, right? We could just throw in a whole bunch of exercises, but what will happen is we're gonna burn out our central nervous system, right? And that will make it harder for us to then gain weight, and then it's almost like we're working backwards. I'm not sure if you're. I think you cut
Oh,
out, Jeremy. Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you.
Okay. Does that make sense, bro?
It does.
Okay. Yeah. So what I want you to do, man, is
It does.
especially going into these next coming days. Well, tomorrow's Friday, but going into next week, really focus on the intensity of it, right? Like even within that one set. Okay. So if you know that you can do one more rep, push for that extra rep and see how that makes you feel,
Okay.
right? And that's gonna be the game changer. That's gonna be the game changer. One last thing. So when you're at the end of your workouts, it's gonna ask you like the RPE on a scale of 1 to 10 on if it was one being too
Okay.
easy, being difficult. What I want you to do is you want to take that scale and then apply it to each exercise, right? What's the RPE at each exercise?
Okay.
Okay. Were you pushing yourself at a 7? Were you pushing yourself at an 8, a 9, a 10? Right? And we want to be anywhere between that 8 to 10 range.
okay.
You there with me, bro? I think it's lagging a bit.
Okay.
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 Cool. 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 Yeah, man.
Yep.
So hopefully that can help out and bring some clarity to that a little bit more. But I definitely want you to drop some of your workouts, like record yourself at the gym and then drop some of them into the group message. And I'm gonna critique your form and all that good stuff just to make sure that we're getting the most efficient technique in for that exercise. Okay.
Okay,
Cool.
I can do that.
Awesome. Awesome, man. You got any other questions?
Now I'm still drawing a blank.
Not for me.
No worries, Bob. Bob, you just came to kick it, man. I appreciate
Uh,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
man.
Is there a length on the video that I mean, like, do we have to edit it for time or anything like that if we drop it into the group?
Yeah, yeah. If you could do that, I think the group message, Trainerize won't allow you to upload something longer than 60 seconds. So just
Okay.
make sure that it's 60 seconds worth. Like once you get done recording,
Okay.
just edit it up.
Okay.
And you should be set to go.
I it's fun, Bob. It's funny. I usually go on. I'd go on Snapchat because Snapchat is about a minute to 60 seconds, or like Instagram is about like a minute.
Wait, Jeremy, I'm gonna turn your camera off,
It's
bro.
like a minute of 60 seconds
That may help out. Jeremy, can you hear me? Can you hear us?
on there as well.
Jeremy, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I turned your camera off because that's gonna help
Can
with the.
y'all hear me?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can hear you better now. Yeah.
yeah. It sounds a lot more clear now. Say what you were
I
saying
can.
again.
All I was saying was in the workout, what I normally do is go on Snap. If I record myself, I go on Snapchat or Instagram and record because it's usually like a minute or 60 seconds.
Yeah, that's a good option too. I forgot about
Yeah.
Snapchat, and I haven't used Snapchat in a while. But yeah, Snapchat will that's definitely one of the best like recording ways with your phone for sure. But yeah, all right. So,
Okay.
does anybody else have any other questions? Anything you guys want to talk about? It doesn't even have to be a question. Just anything really in general.
No, I'm good, man.
All right, all right. So
Uh,
next, go ahead.
no, I said I didn't have a question. I just had like a just a comment about just everything. Just I appreciate just everyone on the team welcoming me on board.
Mm,
Um, did feel a
Absolutely.
little uneasy at first because like I'm learning the app and learning how like okay like I'm not only just being accountable for like my guy here and like myself, but I'm accountable for everybody else because like we all rooting for one another. So I appreciate that everyone is posting and it's making me be a little bit more accountable. Like I gotta post this or like all right, I gotta do this because my team is doing this. It's not just a me thing; it's a community thing. So I appreciate that a lot.
absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Like
Absolutely.
that's the key right there, man. That's what I want to build. I want to build a community for you guys so that you guys can support each other, you know? And the,
Yeah.
what you're talking about, man, that's where most people quit, right? Like it's that little learning curve, that first week, right? That first week and a half, trying to get adjusted to everything, learn everything, right? That's where most people quit, man. I'm being serious. But
Yeah.
you stuck it out. And that says a lot about you and your commitment towards the goals that you want to achieve, man. So, pat yourself on the back for that, bro. And just know that, dude, your results are going to be crazy. And this is just the beginning. Bob, tell them a little bit about some of the results that you've gotten so far, man.
Well, I mean, I've dropped like almost 20 pounds. I don't know if you've seen any of my before or after, posts. I know Coach, put some of them on there, but definitely results. I mean, I'm a little older than most people in the group, too. I'll be I'm 54 years old. But I definitely see improvements in my physical appearance, my weight, my energy, uh, just my overall health, mentally, physically, emotionally, everything. It is, you're right too. I believe that, having other people to hold us accountable or, maybe ask questions if there's something you're not sure about as part of being a group makes it easier to stick with it, and just starting out like you are, Jeremy, I mean, just building consistent habits. And then once you get the knack of, logging your food and logging your workouts and, stepping up in the community and, cheering other people on, it does get easier after the first couple of weeks or the first month or so like that. It's just something different. But I mean, it's definitely a journey, and I've been doing this for about 6 months now with coaching, but um, definitely a worthwhile journey, that I hope to continue for a long time. I'm just, grateful to be part of the group and, get myself into better shape and feeling better about myself in all different kinds of ways.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And that's the magic right
I
there.
appreciate that, Bob.
But
Anytime.
yeah, you guys. So is there any last words you guys want to say before I let you guys go for the evening?
About to get those games tomorrow.
Let's get it.
Get
Let's
it
get
in.
it. All right, y'all. So yeah, that'll conclude tonight's Zoom call. Before I let you guys go, all right, if you guys know of anybody that is looking to lose weight, gain muscle, get into better shape, please put them into a group message with me. I'm always trying to grow the community of like-minded people like yourselves. Whoever you refer and they sign up, you guys will also get 1 month free as well too. Okay, so appreciate you
Okay,
guys coming
nice.
in. What's up?
Now I'm saying cool. Let me one last question that will
Yeah.
be done. Will all of meetings be like every Thursday around this time?
So Jeremy, you cut out a little bit, but I believe you asked, are these Zoom calls going to be every
Do you
Thursday
hear me?
time? Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Did you
yes.
ask if the Zoom
Is it
call?
live meetings every like Thursday? Yes,
Yep. Yep. So
I can hear you.
yep. Live meetings are every Thursday at 7 p.m. EST. And then we have our Monday mindset training in the Facebook group at 6 p.m. EST on Mondays. And then I do uh, either a diet or exercise training in the Facebook group as well too at 6 p.m. EST on Tuesdays. So Monday mindset, diet or exercise talk Tuesdays, and then Thursday we have our Zoom calls at 7 p.m. EST. I've been thinking about adding in one more day. I've been thinking about adding in a Friday for Zoom calls and doing it in the morning just to see if I can get more people in here. Um, let me ask you guys, like, what time do you guys prefer for these calls?
I mean, for me, the evenings work best because I'm out the door by 6:30 a.m. EST. You know what I mean? I just sometimes I get home at a decent hour, sometimes I don't. It depends on how my day goes. But yeah, like I mean, I understand if you want to get more people involved, that schedule works better for them.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I can try to do my best to make what I can make. That's all
Okay.
I can say.
Okay, got you, got you. What about you, Jeremy? Is this a good time for you? Do you think that you prefer something earlier, later, just to get some feedback on everything?
Later for me will be better because I work at a bank, so I have to be there. I at least try to get most of my workouts in around about 6:30, and I'm leaving the gym by like 7:30, 7:45 because I have to be there by like 8 o'clock. So
Mhm.
evenings would be better.
Mhm.
I just forgot we had a meeting today. I would have pushed my haircut back a little bit later if I knew it was at 7.
No worries, no worries. Another thing I'm thinking is either doing 7 p.m. EST Saturdays and then adding in like a 2:30 EST on Sundays because I know most people, you're chilling on a Sunday.
Uh,
So, yeah, I'm gonna post in
Yeah.
the group what time I think of next to add in another call. But for sure next
Okay.
we're gonna be doing a topic. I haven't decided what the topic is, but something towards the lines of I don't want to do anything fitness wise. I want to talk to you guys more so about mindset, masculinity, all that good stuff. So I'll be having like a PowerPoint presentation next Thursday at 7 p.m. EST, talking more about mindset, masculinity, and I'll give you guys the topic coming into this next week. So stay tuned for that, you guys. Appreciate you boys rolling through, and I'll catch you guys later. All right,
all right.
have a good one.
Later, man.
Bye.
See